Everyone who stepped into room 313 either left in silence or didn't leave at all. No one talked about it. Not the staff, not the police, not even the families of the victims. It was as if the hospital itself swallowed the truth, digested it, and moved on like nothing ever happened. But Jessica couldn't forget. Not after what her mother whispered with her dying breath. It lives in the walls. Don't go to 313. 15 years later, Jessica stood alone in the rotting husk of Brackenridge Memorial Hospital, flashlight shaking in her hand, breath misting in the unnatural cold. The rest of the building was wrecked glass crunching under her boots, graffiti smeared across every surface, but the door to 313, untouched, pristine, waiting. She was here to find the truth. She was here to see what killed her mother, but some doors are closed for a reason. The deeper she went, the more. The air turned metallic like iron filings on her tongue, on her GoPro. The sound was all static, crackle, and the faint hum of her breath. She turned a corner. Ahead of her, half covered in police tape, was the corroded brass number, 313. She paused. It felt wrong. The kind of wrong that gnaws at your ribs before your brain even registers fear. She reached for the knob. In the hallway behind her dimmed as if something had stepped in front of the emergency light. She spun around. Nothing. When she faced the door again, it was slightly open. She hadn't touched it. Inside, room 313 was untouched. No graffiti, no broken glass. Everything was pristine and naturally preserved except the bed in the corner. Still made, with the sheets slightly pulled back. Beside it, an old chart hung at the footboard. The patient's name had been scratched out violently, but the date of admission remained. October 13th, 1994. The day her mother stopped working here. Suddenly, the walls whispered. Not loud, not even words, just breath, inhales and exhales. Then, as if something passed right beside her, the air pressure dropped. Her camera cut out. She fumbled with it, cursing under her breath. When she looked up, the bed was now occupied. Something or someone was lying there. Jessica froze. It looked like her mother. Not just a blurry resemblance. Her actual mother. Exactly how she looked in 1997. Hospital uniform and all. But the face. The eyes were sunken. Lips pulled back as if caught in a scream she'd never finished. The corpse-like thing slowly turned its head toward her. Jessica screamed and staggered back. The lights overhead popped in sequence, like something crawling along the ceiling. She turned to run, but the door to 313 had vanished. Where there had been a handle was now solid. Cold wall. She beat her fists against it as the thing in the bed sat up. A voice whispered directly into her ear, no more than inches away. Why did you leave me here, Jessica? It wasn't a ghost's voice. It was her mother's. And it wasn't anger. Was hurt. Jessica collapsed. The cold spread through her body like ice water, injected straight into her spine. Her limbs wouldn't move. The last thing she saw before blacking out was her own reflection in the heart monitor screen. Except it wasn't her, it was her mother, smiling. She was found the next morning by a group of teenagers sneaking in. Her camera was never recovered, though it had been strapped to her chest. She never spoke again. The doctors called it psychogenic aphonia, trauma-induced muteness, but her father said she still reacted to one word. Room 313. They tore Brackenridge Hospital down in 2012. Room 313 was the last section to fall. One of the demolition workers swore he saw a nurse staring out the window before the wall collapsed. When shown an old ID photo of Jessica's mother, he went pale. She was smiling at me, he said, like she knew me.